Hey, notice anything new? The words that strike terror into the heart of many a husband. Don't worry, I won't hold it against you if you don't notice, but you may have listened to me talk about an issue in all of my videos for the last couple of few updates, in which I talked about my hair not being washed. No longer a problem. And today has been a really, really fantastic day. What can I update you on? You notice I have the nasal cannula on now. That is only because it is the end of the day and I'm not as on top of being on top of my oxygen saturations as I was earlier in the day. But I am delighted to report a very exciting move forward in that I have been on room air, no cannula, no supplemental oxygen for most of the day. And I even walked twice with no oxygen. And it's a different feeling. There are some differences about it. And obviously anytime you go from an oxygen level to a lesser oxygen level, you gotta figure out what your limits are all over again and make it so that you don't let it get too far to pull back, you know, when you just stop and do some deep breathing and pull back a little bit from the aggressiveness of your movements and just try and stand and be very quiet in your movements and do that deep breathing until your oxygen saturation starts to go back up. And then I'd like to get it back up over 90, and I would love to get it into the mid-90s, but on room air it has not yet done that. It does when I'm sitting. It'll go to 93, 94 on room air, but you add talking or you add walking and it takes it back down again. So completely par for the course. Every single one of these transitions has been that way. So, and what is it now? It's like 3 in the afternoon, maybe a little bit after. And most of the day I was sitting there trying out my zero supplemental oxygen regimen. And that is the big one, boys and girls, because as you can imagine, when your life has depended on supplemental oxygen for 7 years, you do not easily let it go. Even if you want to, even if on the surface of your conscience, you really, really want to, the reptilian part of your brain is terrified to be without a source of oxygen. And especially with this rough last year, when literally had anything ever happened that I had no oxygen and nobody came along in time, and by in time I mean within 5 or 10 minutes, I would have been either dead or a brain damaged body in a bed the rest of my life. So yeah, so being able to get back on room air is a big deal. And I told the gal when we were walking, and I was desaturating a little more than normal, had to rest more than normal. When we stopped to rest, I looked at her and I said, "This is terrifying. This is terrifying." And she was like, "Yep. Every single lung transplant patient goes through it. And eventually you'll get used to it. But some people even have nightmares about it, because this is that time of testing when you're going to adapt to the new regime, but you're going to process it in your dreams, in your thoughts, in the things that get you emotional, all of that. It's a big deal. So that was the big story for today. And everything that's been kind of off kilter is coming back into alignment, except for the fact that I still don't seem to be able to hold my hand up and out as opposed to in and close. But that'll work out too, because believe it or not, even holding a phone is more of a stressor than I've been able to handle for a long time. So up and away from me. I usually cradle it on my chest and use the speakerphone. So again, I can never say enough about the nursing staff here. They're wonderful. They've helped me through all this, the docs. I mean, these people are amazingly good at what they do. Just insanely good. And that includes handling terrified patients on high doses of prednisone. If any of you guys know what that's like, it's no picnic. It's no picnic. Tensions are high, emotions are fragile. If I had been the way that I've been a few times without being on the prednisone, I would be so ashamed of myself, because there are just, the pain pushes you over the edge, and the prednisone devil says, "She's mine," and runs off with my emotions, and I turn into a completely unreasonable person. But anyway, so on top of that, all my walks have happened on time today. All my breathing treatments have happened on time today. Had lunch and breakfast, and they were both delicious. And I'm really getting this place figured out just in time to go home. They're still saying Monday, and I believe them now, especially the way this day has gone. Because when they would say that, I mean, I was all bravado about it and said, "No, it's Friday. I'm going on Friday. I don't need their stinking weekend in the hospital." And then rational people talked to me, and I said, "Oh yeah, I'll stay until Wednesday if they want me to." But it looks like it really is going to work out, that I'll go home without supplemental oxygen and commence with living what is a normal life for a transplant patient. It won't ever be the normal life as from before, but who cares, right? Who cares? I get to hang out, love my family, love my friends, love this beautiful world the Lord's given us, and love you guys to the moon and back, and we have a lot of fun ahead of us. And at some point, I don't know when, but at some point, when I have the keeping control of this kind of update under my belt, I might even do some lives. And lives are good. They annoy some people, and they're very unpredictable. And you'll find out that I say a lot more stupid stuff than I've shown here, because I get a do-over if I do this. But you can interact. You can ask me questions, and I can answer them on the spot. And, we can, I think there are even live chats where you can all see each other and talk. So that'll be an interesting thing to explore. But for today, what I've got left is 2 more breathing treatments, 2 more walks, another meal, and then a good night of rest. I think that's all they got for me. And then the morning routine every day is they wheel me down to x-ray and take a look at my lung, and it's that's what it pretty much consists of. So obviously today is Saturday, right? Yeah, so we've still got Sunday. So tomorrow will be pretty much just like today, and then if I've done my homework and gotten back to room air, being able to do everything room air, then out I go. And on they go to the other people who need a miracle. Alrighty, that's it for me. Bill's on his way in. Can't wait to see him. And unless something comes up that's interesting that I didn't mention in this. This will probably be my only update of the day because there won't be anything new to tell you. All right. Love you, peeps. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll meet here, same time, same place. Synchronize your watches. All right? We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.